Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have a DTRS session, which stands for Daily Takkar Rapid Series. So this is a kind of, let's say, MCQ discussion session, and in this session we are going to discuss some multiple choice type questions, and these questions are selected from current affairs. So the thing is, through these questions we try to help you understand the current affairs in a deeper manner through testing your knowledge, right, with MCQs, right? So today we have, let's say, included 10 important topics, and these 10 topics we are going to discuss through current affairs, right? And along with this, like in the beginning of the discussion, we are going to discuss a quote which can be helpful for you in the essay paper and also in ethics paper. So let us quickly see the list of articles that we will cover, and before that we have a quote for you. It says, peace and justice are two sides of the same coin. Okay, peace and justice are the two sides of the same coin. It was said by Dwight D. Eisenhower. So Eisenhower has been a president of the United States of America, and he has led the United States of America at a time of World War, and he was a military general also, and like during his, let's say, military generalship, they have, let's say, won the World War II. So Eisenhower has mentioned about peace and justice. As we know that a society will have justice, a society will have peace only if it has justice. And like, this is aptly pointed out through the social contract theory. You might have heard about the term social contract, right? The social contract theory, or the term social contract. So what is social contract? Basically, it is considered to be a tacit agreement between the members of the society that give, let's say, like, some rights to their elected representatives, some rights to the parliament, some rights to the government that they select for themselves. Why we need a government? So that we can avoid the chaos. We can avoid the chaos that may be created when we have a society that is stateless, a society that does not have a government, right? So in that particular society, injustice will prevail. Everyone is going to behave according to his or her own self-interest, and the group that has more power, so they will try to dominate on other groups. So for self-preservation, for, let's say, like, for the general masses, if they want to have self-preservation, so they need to have a government, right? So like this is aptly decided and discussed under the social contract theories that have been given by some political thinkers. And as we can see that Mr. Eisenhower has been a president of USA, and he has been a wartime general, right? And he has talked about justice and peace. So when we talk about justice, let's say, like, justice can be manifested into different forms. For example, social, economic, and political justice. It is also mentioned in the Constitution of India, in the preamble of the Constitution of India, that talks about that, let's say, like, we strive to have, let's say, social, economic, and political justice for our citizens. So a society and a country, let's say a democracy or any form of, let's say, country, if there is justice, there will be peace. Without justice, there will be restlessness in this society. Without justice, peace, long-term peace will not be established. Okay, so this, like, quote has aptly mentioned this particular thing, that peace and justice are two sides of the same coin. If we have justice, we will be having peace, and if we have peace, we can rest assured that, like, justice is there in this society. All right, so with this, let us quickly understand the topics that we are going to understand through MCQs today. So one of the topic is UNESCO's Asia Pacific Award for Cultural Heritage Conservation. We are going to discuss about this topic. We will understand through a question. Then we have another topic. It says Central Industrial Security Force, CISF, right? So UPSC has asked a question from, let's say, like, forces, from the part of forces in prelims exam also. It has asked in the mains exam under internal security paper. Then we are going to discuss about flying squirrel in India. So it is a species that was in news, and generally UPSC does ask questions from a species. They generally ask about IUCN status of these species and all. So we are going to understand about flying squirrel, where it is found, what is the IUCN status of flying squirrel, that we are going to discuss. and we are going to discuss about World Health Organization. Why? Because recently World Health Organization has approved, let's say pre-approved, 2 different kind of, let's say, medicines for treatment of malaria. We're going to discuss about name of those medicines or name of those vaccines, right? Then the 5th topic is lion-tailed macaque. So this is again a species that was in news. We are going to understand about its IUCN status. We will understand where it is found, and we will understand about general nature and habit of this species, which is lion-tailed macaque. We will also see an image to understand where is my lion-tailed macaque found. Then we have another topic which is known as Purana Dham, okay, Punara Dham. So Punara Dham is a kind of place of worship, and this place of worship has been in news because some restoration activity has been done over here, Punara Dham. We will understand where is it located, and then we are going to understand about, let's say, like, some of the preservation activities that have been taken. We will understand about some schemes of the Ministry of Tourism, which is Prasad scheme, right? And then we have a topic, it is named as International Debt Report. So we will understand about International Debt Report, which international financial organization or institute releases the International Debt Report. We will understand about it through a question. Then we have a peninsula. This peninsula has been in news. It is known as Rex Peninsula. We will understand why this peninsula was in news. We will also do some kind of mapping, where on one side we have the places mentioned, on the other side we will understand about the countries where it is located. And we will also showcase a previous year question of UPSC, right, so that you have a proper understanding in what nature UPSC is asking question from these areas. Then we will understand about the Securities Appellate Tribunal. So recently the Securities Appellate Tribunal has taken some decision. So it was related to the Securities and Exchange Board of India. But the thing is, in general, we are going to understand about the role of Security Appellate Tribunal. We will understand how this body was established in the first place. We will understand about what kind of jurisdiction does this body have, right? We will understand about the composition of the membership also of this body, right, through MCQs. Then we have another topic. It says Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Utthan Maha Abhiyan. In short, it is known as PM Kusum scheme. We are going to understand about what is this PM Kusum scheme, what are its components, how the funding is done by the central government to state governments and union territories. We will understand the ministry that is involved in the implementation of the PM Kusum scheme, okay? So the discussion today will be a kind of, let's say, like, elaborate discussion. We are going to discuss in detail about these topics through questions, all right? So Vijay Lal, thank you so much for joining. Good afternoon. So now let us start the discussion. So the first topic, this particular topic is related to art and culture, okay? This particular topic is related to art and culture section of the prelims exam, okay? Art and culture. As we all know, from art and culture, they ask questions from visual arts, they ask questions from performing arts, they ask questions from various types of arts. So whenever we talk about, let's say, temple architecture and all, so this is a kind of visual art, okay? So like we are going to understand about a kind of art form, a kind of temple, right? This temple has been in news. So the thing is, here in this question, they have given description of a temple. And then we need to identify which temple they have mentioned over here. And this temple has been in news through different articles. If you have read about it, you will be able to solve. Otherwise, let's say, like, you will understand through the discussion that we are going to have. All right. And to the right of it, we have a similar question, which is also related to temple architecture. It is related to temple. So it is UPSC previous year question. We will discuss about this as well. Okay. So let's understand about this topic. It says 600 years old temple. Okay. Like how old? It is 600 years old temple have been selected for UNESCO's Asia Pacific Award for Cultural Heritage Conservation. Okay. So there is UNESCO Asia Pacific Award for Cultural Heritage Conservation. It is situated in like Naduvannur in northern Kozhikode, Kerala. Okay. So what they have said, they have talked about the timeline. It is 600 years old temple. They have given the location also of this temple. Where is it located? It is located in Kozhikode in Kerala. It is written as Kozhikode, but it is pronounced as Kozhikode, okay? Got a special recognition for sustainable development of its transformative heritage practices for following a sustainable method for restoring the Karnika Mandapam, okay? What they have done in this particular temple, 600 years old temple, they have restored, right? They have done, let's say, they have restored the Karnika Mandapam, okay? Karnika Mandapam means a place which is where people can sit, okay, in front of the temple. In March 2023, a group of young architects volunteers under the Archival and Research Project, ARPO, started the renovation works at the temple. The Karnika Mandapam in its original state was made entirely with 16 wooden pillars made up of teak, okay? So basically here they have given description of a temple. They have talked about how old this temple is, where is it located, what kind of restoration activity has been done. Okay, basically they have given all the information related to that temple, where restoration activity has been done. They are simply asking which of the following temples are mentioned in the above paragraph. Okay, we need to just identify name of the temple. The name of the temple is this one. What? Kunna Mangalam Temple. Okay, it is known as Kunna Mangalam Temple. Okay, this is Kunna Mangalam Temple. This is the name of the temple. I will showcase an image also of the temple with you, right? So let us quickly see the image. Then we will, let's say, come back to the previous year question to understand that, right? So this is, let's say, the Kunna, this is the kind of mandapam that has been restored in the temple. Okay, this is the restored mandapam. So like it is entirely made up of 16 wooden pillars, right? You know, side on the side there are 16 wooden pillars. So this is, let's say, Karnika Mandapam has been restored in this temple, and it was restored under a project which is Archival and Research Project. Okay, so here they have mentioned about this. So this is a very simple question, like you needed the description of it. Then here we have a previous year question. It says Prime Minister recently inaugurated the new circuit house near Somnath temple and at Variable. Now, which of the following statements are correct regarding the Somnath temple? Okay, so they are saying Somnath temple is one of the Jyotirlinga Shirins. This is right. A description of Somnath temple was given by Al-Biruni. This is also right. But the third one, it is wrong. It says Pran Pratishtha of Somnath temple. Installation of the present day temple was done by President Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. This information is wrong. It is done by someone else. But the first two statements are right. Okay, it is UPSC previous year question. So having understood this, now let us quickly move to another, let's say, topic. This is the second topic for the day. We are going to discuss about, let's say, it says with reference to the Central Industrial Security Forces, right? So basically in this question, we are discussing about the defense establishments of India, the armed forces that have been in news, right? It says, consider the following statements. We need to understand these statements. First, it is a statutory central police force under the administrative control of the Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay. In this statement, they have given two, let's say, information. One is, it is a statutory central police force. Okay, means like this particular central police force has been established through an act, through a statute. This is right. Second, it says it is under the administrative control of the Ministry of Home Affairs. This is also right. So the entire statement is right. First statement is right. Second, it says the CISF mainly provides security service to industrial undertakings, both public as well as private. This is also right. You might have seen whenever you are traveling through Delhi Metro, right? So the personals that you can see, police personals or army personals that you can see, basically they are part of Central Industrial Security Force, CISF. If you visit any monument, for example, if you visit Red Fort or Lal Killa, you will find CISF deployment. So what they are doing, they are guarding the, let's say, like, you know, government establishments also. They are protecting it. They are protecting the private establishments as well. Okay, so this is the thing. Third, recently CISF has been directed to take charge of the security of the Parliament building. This is also right, because we know on 13th of December, few people have entered into the new Parliament building. Two of those personals have entered into the Lok Sabha, right? Through the visitors gallery, they have thrown some canisters, and from those canisters came let's say yellow colored gases. So that was a security breach. And so like, to stop any further security breach in the parliament buildings, what we have done, basically we have deployed the Central Industrial Security Forces. They have done investigation where, let's say like, exists some kind of gap in the security architecture. So all these three statements are right. It means option C is the right answer. You can see that like, previously in 2023, this year itself, UPSC has asked questions about home guards. Okay, it has asked questions about home guards. Now it says home guards are raised under the Home Guards Act and rules of central government. The role of the home guards is to serve as the auxiliary force to provide in the maintenance of internal security. The present infiltration on international border, coastal areas, border wings, home guards, battalion. Basically like, this question is related to home guards. That's the thing. Here, let's say we have asked a similar question. So the thing is, it is important that like, whatever topic you are reading, you should understand that whether UPSC is asking question from similar topic or not, then you will be able to answer those questions. Then we have another topic, another question. It says with reference to flying squirrel in India, right? This is, let's say, species in news. You can consider this particular topic to be part of species in news, right? So this is a very important focus area under environment and ecology. All right, so let's see. With reference to flying squirrel in India, consider the following statements. They have given three statements. We need to identify how many of the above statements are right. The first statement says flying squirrels in India are found only in eastern Himalayas. Now it is saying that they are found only in the eastern Himalayas. Is it right? We need to understand this thing. Okay. Then second statement, it says they are arboreal and nocturnal mammals. Okay. Third, their large wings relative to the body mass let them fly unusually slowly. This is wrong, and this is right. Okay, flying squirrel, they are arboreal and nocturnal mammals. So the thing is, only statement 1 is correct in this case. Only statement 1 is correct. Okay, statement 1, which is statement 2, which is only 1 is correct. Correct answer is option A. Now we will understand about flying squirrel also. We have another thing. So let's understand about flying squirrels in India, right? So this is the flying squirrel. It has been recently found. Where it was found? It was recently found in Arunachal Pradesh. In Arunachal Pradesh, they have they have found this squirrel. It is known as Namdapa flying squirrel. Okay, this was found after a long period of time. It was considered earlier in 1981 that it no longer exists there. Okay, so the thing is, after 42 years they have identified this thing in Arunachal Pradesh. But the thing is, the flying squirrel, there are different species of flying squirrel. In general, in this question they have asked about what? They have asked about with reference to flying squirrel in India. In general, they have asked. There are different species of flying squirrel, and this is one of the species of flying squirrel. So they are not found only in eastern Himalayas. Although this Namdapa flying squirrel is found in eastern Himalayas, or let's say in Arunachal Pradesh, but the thing is, like, it is found elsewhere also. It is found elsewhere also. Statement 1 is incorrect because, let's say, like, it is found at other places also. It says 13 species confirmed of flying squirrel have been reported from India, mainly concentrated in the Himalayan and northeastern region, but not limited to that region. It is not only found in let's say northeastern region. There are many other places where it is found. For example, it is found in Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, etc. Okay, so that's why first statement was wrong. Second, flying squirrels are nocturnal mammals. What do we mean by nocturnal? Basically, they sleep during the day and they do their work during the night. Okay, they are nocturnal. Okay, they work in night, they sleep during the day. Statement 3 is incorrect. Flying squirrels not quite concurring in their, so basically here they have mentioned about the ability of the flying squirrel. If you talk about this flying squirrel, they generally don't fly the way it is mentioned. They glide through. For example, they are at a very high place, so they glide through from high place to lower place just by opening their wings, because their wings is, let's say, they have muscles, but like, in the body, the way people do paragliding, maybe like, they like jump from hills, from cliffs, wearing some kind of jacket like this. So they glide through. Similarly, these flying squirrels also glide through those places. Okay, so that's why it is important. Now, nocturnal means sleeping during the day, doing work or waking up during the night. When we talk about arboreal means they live on trees. Arboreal means their habitation is on trees. Okay, so it is arboreal means trees. Okay, then we have a previous year question. It says consider the following statements regarding Indian squirrels. They build nest by making burrows in the ground, right? Then they store their food materials like nuts and seeds in the ground. They are omnivorous. All the three statements are correct in this case. Okay, all the three. It is also asked by UPSC in 2023 prelims. Yeah, night activity. Vijay Lal has mentioned it, right? Then we have another question. This is question number 4. We will understand this question. It says, which one of the following statement is incorrect? Mark the word. We need to identify the incorrect statement, not the correct ones. Okay. So out of these 4 statements, only one statement will be incorrect and other 3 will be correct. It says the Indian subcontinent region has the highest burden of malaria cases in the world. This is wrong. The highest burden of malaria cases in the world is not in Indian subcontinent, but it is in African continent. Okay, it is in where? It is in African continent. African continent has the highest burden of malaria, not India. Okay. Then, so far the WHO has pre-qualified 2 vaccines for the prevention of malaria. Okay, this information is right. I'm going to share the name of those 2 malaria vaccines also that have been pre-qualified by WHO. Then India has targeted to eliminate malaria by 2030. Yes, India has, let's say, a target to eliminate malaria by 2030. Eliminate. Then chloroquine is the main drug for uncomplicated malaria. All the 3 statements are right. First was wrong. So our answer will be option A, because they are asking us to identify incorrect answer. Now we have this UPSC previous year question. It says which one of the following statement is not correct. See, here also UPSC has asked in 2019. We need to identify which statement is not correct. So not correct statement is option B. It says hepatitis B, unlike hepatitis C, does not have a vaccine. Okay. So like hepatitis B also has vaccine. Okay. So that's the thing. Other 3 information are correct. Basically, this total question is based on hepatitis B and hepatitis C. Okay, hepatitis basically. And this question that we have asked, it is based on malaria. Okay, so like we need to identify like which diseases are in news. So we need to learn about the nature of those diseases. We need to understand whether there are some cure patterns, whether there are some cure for those diseases or not. Why they are in news, we need to understand about that. Okay, so WHO has pre-qualified 2nd malaria vaccine manufactured by Serum Institute of India, but this vaccine has been developed by Oxford University. Okay, so those name of those 2 vaccines have been mentioned in the explanation. You can go through the explanation here. So the thing is, this is one of the vaccine which is known as RTS/AS01. This is one of the vaccine, and the second vaccine is R21/Matrix-M vaccine. So these are the 2 vaccines that have been pre-qualified by WHO. These are related to malaria. Okay. So this vaccine, the recent vaccine that has been approved, that has been pre-qualified, it is being manufactured by Serum Institute of India. But like, you know, R&D research and development was done by Oxford University. They have developed this vaccine. This is important. Okay, other thing I have discussed over here. So the thing is, any news that is in news, right? Any disease that is in news, you need to learn about those diseases. Okay, whether there are some, let's say, like, you know, cure for those diseases or not. Now we have another question, question number 5. It says, consider the following statements about lion-tailed macaque. Okay, this topic is also related to species in news. Okay, it is from species in news topic. It is important under environment and ecology. Whenever any species in news, you need to first of all learn about its IUCN status. You need to learn about whether it is endemic in India, in some places in India or not, what is their habit, what is their eating pattern, whether they are nocturnal or not, right? So that's the thing. So it is like in this article, basically what we need to, we have been given 3 statements. We need to identify how many of the above statements are correct. It says it is one of the largest macaque species found only in part of India. Now here in this question there is a catch, okay? This lion-tailed macaque, okay, lion-tailed macaque, it's a kind of a species of monkey. What? It's a kind of a species of monkey. They have some, let's say, like, you know, big hair over here in the face. So the thing is, their tail is like lion, so it is known as lion-tailed macaque. This is not one of the largest macaque species. This is one of the smallest, okay, smallest means very small macaque species that is found in India. So that's why the first statement is wrong. Second, it is critically endangered species of monkey that lives in the, okay, species of monkey that lives in the rainforest canopies of the Western Ghats. Everywhere it is correct, but this IUCN status is wrong, okay. It is not critically endangered, it is just endangered species, okay, it is just endangered species. Endangered under IUCN red list, okay. International Union for Conservation of Nature maintains a red list of threatened species. So according to the threat level that these species face, some species are, let's say, under high threat. They may be categorized as critically endangered. Some species might have gone extinct. They are categorized as extinct. Some species might be very abundant in number. So they may be categorized as least concern. Some species may be categorized as vulnerable. But when we talk about lion-tailed macaque, so it is an endangered species, okay, it is an endangered species, that's important. So second statement is also wrong. Now it says lion-tailed macaque males are larger than the females. This is a good and interesting information, okay. So the male species of lion-tailed macaque are larger in size as compared to the female species. This is right. So third statement is right. So how many of the above are right? Only one. A will be the right answer, but third statement is right. First and second statements are wrong. Now we have a previous year question. It says, consider the following fauna. Fauna means animal. Flora means plants, right? So here they have asked about fauna. See, UPSC has asked in 2023, they have given lion-tailed macaque, Malabar civet, sambar deer. So these are species of animals. These are species of fauna. How many of the above are generally nocturnal or most active after sunset, okay? How many of them? Only 2, Malabar civet and sambar deer. Lion-tailed macaque is not a nocturnal species. They are active. This is a monkey species. They are active during the day. Monkeys are active during the day, not during the night, okay? First is wrong. Second and third statement are right, and B is the right answer in this case, okay? B is the right answer. So like I'll showcase the image also. This is the image of lion-tailed macaque, okay? Lion-tailed macaque, you see, lion-tailed macaque, okay? It's a species of this, what? It's a species of monkey, right? Now with this, let us quickly move to another question. This question is from art and culture. It is part of visual art. It's part of temple architecture. Okay, so it says, with reference to Purana Dham, consider the following statements. They have given 2 statements, and which of the statements given above are correct? We need to identify which of them are correct. It says, the destination of Purana Dham has been included under Prasad scheme of the Ministry of Tourism. This is right. It is situated in Nilachal hill of adjoining the southern bank of Brahmaputra river. This is wrong. Generally, Brahmaputra river flows through Assam, right? It comes from China, right? It originates in China. It enters, let's say, in India through Arunachal Pradesh. It flows through Assam, and then it drains into through, let's say, like Bangladesh to Bay of Bengal region. So the thing is, this Purana Dham is located in Bihar, in the state of Bihar. Since it is located in the state of Bihar, there Brahmaputra river does not flow, and that's why second statement is wrong. When we talk about Prasad scheme, this is a scheme of the Ministry of Tourism. So under this scheme, basically they want to rejuvenate, okay. This is program for rejuvenation of, let's say, like, you know, this is for rejuvenation of the cultural heritage of the country, like, you know, connecting the temples, connecting the mosques, connecting the places of worship, right, with one another. It is part of Ministry of Tourism, okay, for promoting tourism activity. So only one is correct, which is statement one. One only is correct, okay. Now we have a previous year question also. It says Prime Minister recently inaugurated the new circuit house near Somnath temple in this thing. So basically this question, previous year question, we have discussed earlier also when we discussed about 600-year-old temple which is located in Kerala in the beginning of today's discussion, okay. So there also we had the previous year question, the same one. So over here basically first and second statements are right. Somnath temple is one of the Jyotirlingas, and a description of Somnath temple was given by Al-Biruni, okay. That's the thing. So A is right. So with this, now let us move to see this thing. It is Bihar to develop Sita's birthplace, okay. So we have Sita Mata, let's say, like, you know, you might have like, you know, seen Ramayana or may have read about it, may have heard. It's a mythology in India. So the thing is, like, in that mythology they have mentioned about the birthplace of Sita Mata. She is also known as Janki, okay. So Sita Mata's birthplace is located in Bihar, okay. So an expert explains the history and mythology of Mithila, okay. So this is like, it is found in Mithila region. So you can see Ma Janki Mandir, like, you know, Punora Dham, okay. So this is there. So it is being connected through Prasad scheme of the Ministry of Tourism. It is being rejuvenated, right. So that's the thing. So it is found in Sitamarhi district, okay. So like in Bihar they have a Sitamarhi district, but, like, you know, the Brahmaputra river does not flow through it or nearby it. That's the thing. So yes, Vijay Lal has written pilgrimage rejuvenation kind of scheme, okay, Prasad scheme of the Ministry of Tourism. Then we have another question, question number 7, right. This question, like, it says recently seen in the news, International Debt Report 2023. International Debt Report 2023 has been released by which financial organization? It has given 4 names: World Bank, International Monetary Fund, International Finance Cooperation or Corporation, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. The correct answer is World Bank, okay. So whenever a new report is released by any international financial organization, you need to remember about that report. And not only this, any report or indice or index that is in news, right, that has some global repercussion. For example, World Hunger, let's say, like, you know, World Hunger Index, or maybe like World Press Freedom Index, or any report that is there. So you need to learn about that report, which organization releases it, what are the main highlights, you need to learn about it, how they have ranked India, that's also important, okay. So in this case, it is released by the World Bank. Similarly, we have a previous year question that was asked by UPSC in 2015. It says Biocarbon Fund Initiative for Sustainable Forest Landscape is managed by the, okay. So this is managed by the World Bank, okay. What? Biocarbon Fund Initiative for Sustainable Forest Landscape is managed by World Bank. Now this year World Bank is again in news. Why? World Bank is again in news. This may be asked by UPSC in 2024. Why? Because Loss and Damage Fund has been operationalized in the Conference of Parties 28 that has happened in Dubai, right? In Dubai, there was a COP 28 that was related to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. In short, UNFCCC. So World Bank is going to take care of the Loss and Damage Fund, okay? So that's important, okay? So that's why World Bank is again in news, okay? So that's why this is important. International Debt Report 2023, you can see over here. So there was a kind of article, right? So it was there. So World Bank Debt Reporting System, you see here it is mentioned. So it is important. Now we have another question. We'll be quickly going through this question. It says, consider the following pairs. On one side, they have mentioned places in news. On the other side, They have mentioned country or region. So one of the statement it says Reykjanes Peninsula. So basically Reykjanes Peninsula is located in Iceland. Okay, where it is located in Iceland. Why it was in news? Because in Iceland recently there was a seismic activity. Okay, I mean, like, there was seismic activity for about a week, means earthquake has happened, and after earthquake what has happened there, right? After earthquake there was volcanic activity also. Volcanism has also affected, let's say, this Reykjanes Peninsula. So this is located in let's say Iceland, so it is not connected with Brazil. So first is not paired. Second, it says Port of Busan. It is in South Korea. This is right. Why it was in news? Because recently, let's say, USA has sent a ship to the port of Busan to South Korea. So that's why it was in news. This is right. Then it says Khan Yunis. Here it is mentioned as Syria. Khan Yunis is located, let's say, in Gaza Strip. Where? It is located in Gaza Strip. So they could have mentioned here Gaza Strip, or they could have mentioned here the Palestine. Okay, Palestine, because Gaza Strip is a part of Palestinian state. So third is wrong, first is wrong, second is right. How many of the pairs are correctly matched? Only one. Okay, only one, which is second. Now here again, this is UPSC previous year question. It says area of conflict mentioned in news, country where it is located. On one side they have mentioned area of conflict, on the other side they have mentioned name of the country where it is located. Okay, so first thing, Donbas. Okay, Donbas is part of Ukraine. Where? It is Ukraine. It was in news because Russia-Ukraine war is there. It is in news. So Donbas region was in news, right? Then Kachin. Okay, Kachin is located in Myanmar. Okay, where it is located in Myanmar. It was also in news. Then Tigray. Tigray is located in Ethiopia. It is located in Ethiopia. So all the three are wrong. Correct answer is option D. Okay, Ethiopia. You can cross check this thing. Third statement, other are, I'm 100% sure. Okay, so this is the thing. So places in news becomes very important. And the thing is, these places I have discussed, let's say, like, during our Hindu analysis, because in the beginning of the Hindu analysis we cover a mapping topic every day, right? So you say Khan Yunis is mentioned. So here I'll just quickly showcase these places. This is Iceland. This is where this Reykjavik, let's say, like, place is located. Here there was an active volcano eruption. Why volcano eruption? Because through Iceland two plates are, let's say, like, going away from one another. One is known as Eurasian plate, other is known as North American plate. So these are, let's say, divergent plate boundaries, and that's why, let's say, like, earthquake or seismic activity happen. Let's say volcanic eruption happens. That's the thing. And this is Busan. This is Busan. It is in South Korea. Okay. Then this Khan Yunis. It is located in Gaza Strip. You see, Gaza Strip, Khan Yunis. That's the thing. So with this, there is a correction over here. It is Port of Sudan. It is not Sudan. It is Busan. Okay. It is Busan. Busan. If possible, I'll get it updated also by the team. So with this, now let us move to another question. Short question quickly. It says, consider the following statements about Securities Appellate Tribunal. Okay, Securities Appellate Tribunal. So these are some of the tribunals, bodies that remain in news. So we need to understand about these tribunals. It says it is a statutory body established under the Securities and Exchange Board of India Act 1992. This is right. This body, Securities Appellate Tribunal, has been established under SEBI Act 1992. This is right. Securities and Exchange Board of India regulates the, let's say, secondary market in the country, right? The Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, and the stock market in India is regulated by SEBI. So whenever SEBI takes a decision, its decision can be, let's say, like, appealed. Means if someone is not happy with the decision of SEBI, they can appeal against it to the Securities Appellate Tribunal. And that's why precisely this topic was in news, right, this time. And second, it says SAT has the same powers as vested in a civil court under the Code of Civil Procedure. Means this Securities Appellate Tribunal its members are judges, its members are very, let's say, high level, let's say, like, persons, and they have been given the authority of a civil code. So this is also right, okay? Code of civil procedure, under this, they have authority like a civil court. Third, only the retired or sitting judge of the Supreme Court must become presiding officer of the set. This only word makes it wrong, okay? Although Supreme Court judge can be presiding officer, there can be a retired High Court Chief Justice, or High Court Chief Justice can be a presiding officer or a judge of a High Court who has worked as a judge, right, for more than 7 years. He can also preside over the Securities Appellate Tribunal. It is not the case that only the retired or sitting judge of the Supreme Court of India must become the presiding officer. They can become, but additionally High Court Chief Justices or High Court judges who have been, let's say, like there for over 7 years, right? So they can be part of it. Then we have another previous year question, 2019. It says, consider the following statements regarding Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board, okay? So Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board. So this is, let's say, this statement is wrong because this is not the first regulatory body that was set up by the government of India. However, the other two statements are based on this board itself, Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board. Second statement, it says, one of the tasks of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board is to ensure competitive markets for the gas. Why do we want competitive market? So that, let's say, like, competition may sustain in the market, so that consumers can get those goods, right, at a cheaper cost, okay, and the quality of the good will improve. So, like, this particular board, which is Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board, it makes it sure that the let's say gas market in the country remains competitive. And this statement is also right, which says appeals against the decision of Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board go before the Appellate Tribunal of Electricity. That's the thing. So this is a previous year question. Based on same pattern, we have asked a question from this body, which is Securities Appellate Tribunal. So you can see there was a person, let's say, against whom the SEBI has taken a decision, but what has happened? This particular body, which is Securities Appellate Tribunal, has quashed that decision, has, let's say, like, completely, let's say, overruled that decision of this thing. Now we need to understand that Securities Appellate Tribunal does not only take decision related to SEBI matters, it also takes decision related to Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, which is known as PFRDA. It also takes decision related to Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, which is known as IRDAI. And apart from this, it also takes decision related to SEBI matters. Okay, that's important. Then we came to the last question of the day. It says, this question, it says, consider the following statements regarding Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Utthan Maha Abhiyan. In short, it is known as PM Kusum scheme. So we need to understand this scheme is associated with which ministry of the government. Then we need to understand about, let's say, like, what are the objectives of this scheme and how the fund is being provided for running this scheme. So on the basis of all these three information, we have, let's say, formulated this question. It says the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare is the nodal ministry. This is wrong. It is not the Ministry of Agriculture. It is the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Okay, that's that looks into the PM Kusum scheme. Then dieselization of the farm sector is one of the main objective of this scheme. Okay, this is right. And third, a fixed corpus of fund is provided to the states and UTs. This is also wrong. So the thing is, only statement 2 is correct, which is option A. Basically, PM Kusum scheme, under this PM Kusum scheme, what we are trying to do, we are trying to make, let's say, like, farmers, we are trying to provide bore wells to them. We are trying to provide, let's say, like, those facilities through which they can extract water. But these facilities will be operated through solar panels, means like they will be using renewable sources of energy. So that renewable sources of energy thing comes under Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Okay, so that's why it is wrong. And second thing is, let's say, like, the central government does not provide fixed fund to all these states and union territories. What they generally do, they provide funding on the basis of demands that are generated by the state. So whenever a state government is doing something related to, let's say, providing bore wells to the farmers, but the thing is, like, they have to showcase what activity they are doing, on the basis of which the central government will release fund. Okay, central government also does inspection whether actually work is being done in this regard or not. So that's why second statement is right. So it is working towards de-dieselization. Why? Because earlier all those, let's say, like, pump sets, everything was based on, let's say, diesel, like it was operated through those diesel generators. So diesel is one of the component of fossil fuel, and as we all know, fossil fuel lead to let's say release of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, methane, etc. So these greenhouse gases, when they are emitted, what they do, they basically pollute the environment, they increase the global warming, and because of global warming, many problem arises. As we all know, that glaciers melt because of this thing, right? And recently World Meteorological Organization has also released a report according to which 1 meter of glacier has retreated every year from 2011 to 2020. Okay, so that has been the thing. And there is a previous year question on the basis of this topic with reference to solar water pumps. Consider the following statements. Okay, so here what they are asking, solar water pumps. Now we need to understand, these are water pumps that are operated by solar energy. Okay, they have given two statements. Solar power can be used for running surface pumps and not the submersible pumps. Why? See, if we just need source of energy, whether it is the electricity may be generated through nuclear power based thing, it can be generated through, let's say, coal based power plant, it can be generated through solar panels also. So irrespective of the source of generation of electricity, electricity is same. So using electricity, we can run the surface pumps also, we can run the submersible pumps also. So that's why first statement is wrong. Second, solar power can be used for running centrifugal pumps and not the ones with piston. This is wrong. Means any motor that is there, whether it has a piston means, like, let's say, like you might have seen, let's say in the bikes, something that goes up, down, so that is piston. So generally it can be operated to run piston ones also. Here they have mentioned not, so that's wrong. So that's why both the statements are wrong. So D is the right answer in this case. All right. So all you can do is, let's say after this discussion, you can download the PDF and go through the explanation once again so that you can retain the information. Okay, it is important that you revise, right? If you don't revise, you will not be able to retain the information. So that will be all from my side for the day. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.